Questions for the media?
Today's one of those days that we always look forward to when we get our team together in the fall. We've been working out since the beginning of school, but today is our first team segment, so we're excited to get underway, and we try to get our pitchers ready to go for this weekend so they can throw a couple of innings and we can scrimmage a little bit. And it gives us a little bit better barometer to see some of the new players from this day going forward. Skill work is a lot less pressure and geared for success, and now they start to get challenged a little bit. So we're anxious to get underway.
Questions, please raise your hand.
Ray, what's the biggest priority? Is it finding a new infield? All those spots open.
I would say that is our priority right now, is to try to sort out the newcomers at short, second, and third and see who emerges. I've been really impressed with the talent level at those positions, and I think the competition is going to be as good as it's been here in a long time. Now, we lost some outstanding players at all three positions, so they'll be hard to replace, but we do have some guys with some ability, and that's what fall practice is all about. We'll try to find out who the guys are come the end of October.
How much difference will the junior college guys, a little more experienced, do you think there's some edge there maybe?
Maybe, but these guys that they're competing with, the freshmen, they're very, very talented, and they've been successful as well, and I really haven't noticed a whole lot of anxiety and tension at this point from the young guys. So they could battle, but a junior college player with a lot of experience sometimes emerges a little bit quicker. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Ray, I know you've been busy during the off-season speaking engagements. Now, as a two-time national championship coach, the demands on your time, have they doubled up now since you have two trophies, or is it about the same as last year?
I think it's very similar to last year, and I enjoy the opportunities that go along with the additional exposure that we've attained the last couple of years. And it does keep you busy, but I think it's all good, and I enjoy a lot of the events I get involved in, and sometimes it's not enjoyable to be away from home as much, but I think it's great. I enjoy doing it, and it doesn't take away from our program. If anything, it enhances it. So it's a good part of the job that goes with the territory right now, and I wouldn't mind if it happened again in the future.
Ray, how many times on those engagements have you heard the term three-peat?
I hear it from time to time. I sort of shrug it off, but it's okay. It's all fun. We've had a good time with it, and what has happened for us has been really incredible. I never take anything for granted. You guys have known me for a long time, and we've just been in a great position the last couple of years and had some special players, great fans. Just a lot of things came together at the right time, and we want to continue to try to put a good team on the field. That's what we're doing now. We never get ahead of ourselves. We talk about the simple things. Let's work hard. Let's try to be good today. Let's try to win enough games to get to the postseason, and we'll go from there. And it's not going to be any different beginning today.
Coach, how are you going to handle some of your veterans, specifically Michael Roth, Matt Price, and some of the guys who have been around for a while as you try to look at the newcomers?
I don't think I have to handle those guys really. This is their program.
As far as playing time.
They've embraced it. I think they understand the roles. I'm probably going to limit them quite a bit. I know that Matt seemed to want to get on the mound this weekend, so did Michael, and probably neither one of them will be out there right now. Coach Myers wants to take his time with those guys, and we know what they can do. We just want them to be in good shape, and we'll give some other guys some opportunities. We know what they're capable of doing, so we'll get them in the mix, but probably not as much as they want to be.
What's the toughest part about whittling that roster down to 35 spots? I see you got 45 guys out there. How difficult is that?
Well, it's difficult because everybody that's out here wants to be here, and some situations take care of themselves with the injuries and so forth, but guys want to play, and even though there may be a number of walk-ons here that have been invited and they really know that their chances are not great, it's still not easy to tell them that, we got to cut this roster down so we can't put you in it right now. But we get an opportunity now to the end of October to let those guys play and see what they can do. And hold back some of our veteran guys, give them an opportunity, and we'll see how it ends up. But we've had some good fortune here in the past, with guys giving them an opportunity that might not otherwise have gotten one. So we've had some guys really emerge. We were just talking in the locker room. Drew Myers on our coaching staff now, and we were talking about Steve Thomas, who still holds the doubles record here, who was, walk-on in our program, and we basically told him, "You're here to take care of Drew Meyer. You're his caddy, and you're never going to play." He ended up holding the doubles record to this day. So pretty special. I enjoy what goes on with those guys. They want to be here.
Ray, you had some injuries last year, like to Harrington and to Drake Thomason, Nolan Belcher. How are those guys progressing, and will they play this fall?
Drake Thomason is ready to go. I think he's chomping at the bit to get back on the mound. Nolan Belcher's still out. He has a foot injury as well as his arm still recovering, so it's unlikely that he will make an appearance this fall. Patrick Harrington has been working out, but now he's on the shelf for a week, but his week will end on Monday, so he'll be back next week. This week has been an off week for him. He's got a little bit of a back issue. We think he's going to be okay. So he should be able to participate the majority of the fall, it looks like, but he will not be available this weekend.
Ray, Colby Holmes is pretty good for an overlooked pitcher. Can you kind of talk about what you might expect from him this coming season?
Well, he's a guy now with some stripes on his sleeve. I mean, I think he stepped up in a big way. When you have a year like we had last year and even the year before, and you glance at our program, you see Michael Roth and Matt Price and Walker and a lot of guys, and you overlook some guys. And Colby's one of those guys that did a tremendous job for us, but now people kind of know who he is and what he's done with his appearances. So he's a guy we're counting on. And, what he does this fall is not critical because he's proven himself now. So we want to keep him healthy. He's a little bit sore right now. I think he's got a strain. We'll hold him for a little while, but he'll possibly be back out next week on the mound. But we're excited about his experience and what he's brought to the program and what he can do in the future.
Coach, you talk about your veterans and Matt Price and Michael Roth. Talk about how it feels or how big of an impact they can have, as returners.
Well, it's a big impact for us. You start with their production. Those guys have been in the wars, and they've produced in tough situations on the mound. The innings they've pitched and the roles they've pitched in, but they're bigger than that. They're a great influence on this team. They're role models. They're leaders. They've already made an effect on some of the new players in 1 month. I've noticed how guys gravitate toward them and try to feed off of their experience. So they're extremely valuable in this program. And talk about Marzilli, Matthews, Jake Williams, Christian Walker, so many guys that are important to us, and it's great. It's great to, we got some positions to open. We got some questions, but we do have some veteran guys, so there's some comfort in that.
Coach, Ethan Carter back in town after missing the season last year, being in another place. Could you talk about what got him back here and his chances of making the roster?
Well, I think he's back because he was determined to get back here. He had to work extremely hard to be here. He's not on scholarship right now. He made a mistake. I think he had tremendous remorse about it. He wants to pitch here. He had some opportunities to go some other places. He chose to come back here. He's got a lot to prove. He's like a lot of young people. He's a tremendous young man. He made a mistake, and he wants to rebound from that. He's had a pretty good preseason. I know he's excited to get on the mound this weekend as well. So you look back for 2 years ago, he had some experience, and right now I think he's poised to do the very best he can to be on the roster come February.